Welcome to Serious Sports News, hosted by your boy, Durag Diaries, joined by his co-host, Malai E. Over to you.
Yes, Durag, how you doing? I'm very excited to be part of this segment. We got a lot of transfer news. This is the best show for you to get your daily transfer news or your weekly transfer news, or whenever we feel like doing this. I'll be real, we're very lazy, so you're gonna have to just wait for us in it. But back over to you, Durag.
Yeah, you guys just gonna have to bear with us. We're gonna see what happens. Some serious sports news, talking very seriously about transfers. And the first news story that we have of the day. So sorry, trying to fix this do-rag, but I don't know what's been going on. Like, it's just in my face and it's like a little fringe, so I'm just gonna have to put it to the side for a moment. But we got Martin Zubimendi. He said yes and then he said no. I don't know how you feel about that, E, but clearly somebody don't want to go to the Gooners. Over to you.
Yes, it is very tough. That's what the TikTok kids would say. We have heard he's been known as Zubi Doo by the Arsenal fans. Maybe it's because he's running away from his transfer to Arsenal. We heard that here we go. We've been hearing since January that this signing was done. Zubimendi himself flirting with the idea of going to Real Madrid or staying in La Liga, posting on Instagram to debunk the fact that the medical has taken place. He was actually on the beach frying some fish, bigger fish to fry. He was actually frying some fish on the beach as people were reporting that his medical was being done. As time goes on, Zubimendi to Arsenal is looking weaker and weaker, innit? But we don't know.
It's looking weaker and weaker. It doesn't even look like it's happening. Like you said, bigger fish to fry. It looks like there's no salmon on that barbecue. Trust me, Arsenal ain't frying nothing but themselves at this point. But the biggest and most funniest thing about this one is Zubimendi pretty much said, if Xabi Alonso will give me a call now, then I'm leaving in a heartbeat. It won't even be a second. He's my idol. How can he come out and say that he wants to go now to Real Madrid after accepting Arsenal? They're looking like even bigger joke now after this season that has already played out. Second place free-peat. It's a bit crazy over them sides right now, especially seeing our club, the North London White, do a parade in their town. As we have seen, there's also been some other news, and that isn't the only player that has rejected a move to North London Red, or the Woolwich Nuggets, some people may call them. We have man like Brian mbuemo. I don't know how to call him. Just call him the BBL bold man. Man like mbuemo, who has rejected a move to not just Tottenham, not just Arsenal, but also Newcastle, to go to Manchester United. E, what's going on with this guy?
Well, we've heard Mbuemo is, he might be on that Snow White himself, going to a team that has no Europe, 16th place, and with a terrible captain who's decided to also stay, and also a terrible manager. But we have also heard, and this is just rumours now, we haven't had that confirmation from sources yet, but he likes to hang out with fellow bold people, and obviously Flex being over there, KG being over there, just as Kendrick said, we cry together, they will fly together to Turkey and get themselves that hair surgery they need. But Mbuemo doesn't want to play football. He wants to retire at 25. Me personally, I want to retire at 25 as well. I see the move. I see why he wants to do it. Why go to a European club when you can chill at United, earn more money, and do fuck all? So
I heard he wants to go to Manchester for the nightclub, for the nightlife, the scenes, because, hey, they definitely have some BBLs over there, and he will be fitting in. But that THL is definitely going to be happening ASAP, Turkish hairline procedure. We know PRFC like Manchester United are going to be getting that done, and I'm not worried. He rejected the North London Whites, but that's fine by me, because as we have seen, you go to Manchester United, your career goes down the drain, but that pocket gets fat. So I can't blame him. I most definitely can't blame him for that. Sorry, it's just do-rag. We have this sometimes. We have another player. There's just been rejections all over the place right now. I feel like London is not a safe place to be. And it's summer. It's usually good vibes. Usually party life. But right now, we're also hearing that Leroy Sane has rejected a move to Tottenham. How do you feel about that, Evan?
Well, yes, it's as you said. There's been more rejections in North London than Ligue 1 on the Pop the Balloon show in it. So, yeah, it's been unfortunate for both Arsenal and Tottenham so far this summer. But Leroy Sane rejecting a move to Tottenham. Now, personal feelings aside, Leroy Sane, he's the Black Werner. You know, like that's what he is. Matisse Tell is the French Werner. I know that he's black as well, but the way he shoots the ball, we might need to check his skin color underneath that Tottenham jersey because he might have a Michael Jackson thing going on, in my opinion. Yeah, it's been unfortunate, man. Whatever Tottenham wants to do does not work unless it's getting our players back that we've already had in loan, in the likes of Danso and now Matisse Tell. So at least the real Timo Werner won't be here. But in terms of Leroy Sane, you know what? Just keep yourself in Germany. You try to use our club to get a contract extension. If it doesn't work, then you just look like a failed businessman. So I hope things work out for you. But once you reject us once, we will not take you back. It's that simple.
I must say, I feel like a player like Sane is definitely one I may be hurt about. And this isn't because I'm doing up light skin brigade, even though he is a fellow brother. But we need someone who's explosive. And I ain't talking about in the bedroom. I'm talking about on the wings. Talking about on the wings, we need someone who can run down that wing, give us power, give us pace, and put in some work in that final third. Someone who can score and put the ball in the back of the net. Leroy Sane does that. And that's where I disagree with you, E. I don't know what you've heard, but he's definitely not Timo Werner. He's not of that level. And although I called him, I think it's simply the only German connection that they have. That afro, ooh, it's telling me something. He's got a lot to do over on the Spurs side of the world. But on the last segment, this is a random one. Really, really random. I got a DM, and it was from a gentleman, not that way before you go, E. And he says that there's a fullback that Spurs are looking at, a light-skinned guy. I don't know what it is right now, but brigade, we stand tall. But Peyton Miller, 17-year-old from the New England Patriots. New England Patriots? New England, whatever, Revolution, whatever they are, it's not in England. You know one thing about me, don't do American players. Don't do American players whatsoever. If you're a sport, you're a footballer, and you got rejected by the NBA, by the NFL, by the MLB, but not just that, hockey. He chose his fifth sport. Football was his fifth sport, and on top of that, they call it soccer. Short for soccer. There's no way we should be looking at an American player. But what do you think of the news regarding this 17-year-old wonder star who could be making his way from New England Patriots?
Who the fuck is that guy? That's how I feel. I'll be real. One thing I disagree with though, Mr. Durag, is football or soccer is not their fifth sport. It's actually their sixth, because after the MLB, they will jump into the streets, bro. That's what happens. Usually, that's where gun violence will then take a turn, and that will be decided later on. Rest in peace to all of the fallen. Fuck the ops. Now, obviously, the American fan base, they're going to be loving this. But as someone who wants to see their team win, America doesn't win unless it's the Olympics. And even so, they take away all of the best talent from the world and put them on the American team. Have you guys seen the American team go against the Chinese team in maths? I want you to take a look at that American team, by the way. And just take a guess where they're really from, innit?
You said it right there. I've never heard of a guy called, you said Miller. The only painter I know is Manning. And he plays the other side of football, the throw-in football. So this guy over here, he needs to focus on getting his job done over in the New England Revolution and seeing if he can make his career. Because Spurs or the Premier League, definitely not going to be one for him. But just lastly, before we do wrap up, I don't know if you have seen, but apparently there's this Tajani guy that's making some big move over to Manchester City. And I know, I'm not going to lie, if you see me, I'm a cultured man. When I saw Tajani, I thought we were talking about one of the, Taz Angel specialists from back in the day. Man like me. Well, I shouldn't say a man like me. I say a man like everyone. If you know, you know. Tajani. The name was sounding a bit... What do you think, E? Have you heard of this player? Is there anything you know about him?
Absolutely not, fam. When you said Tijani, I thought my mic cut out and my audio cut out because I thought you said biryani. I'll be real, it made me a little bit hungry. But that's probably the only thing that this person can provide to Manchester City. I've heard his last name is Reijnders as well, something like that. Again, that just reminds me of Rudolph, fam. Where's Rudolph? Is he going to be galloping across the pitch? We will see, fam. I don't know what position he plays. I don't know how old he is. All I know is that his name sounds like things that have nothing to do with football. And hopefully, he has no feet. You know what I'm saying? Because who is he? We don't know and we don't care.
We don't. We don't care. Reijnders also sounds like Grinder, so I don't know which way he's swinging, but it's clearly not on the football side of things.
He must be a box-to-box midfielder.
He must be. He must be. Real box to box. On that note, people, thank you for watching. Shit. Thank you. Now I can see you. For watching Serious Sports News. Make sure you like on the video. Subscribe to Durag Diaries, but also Too Much of E, where you'll see this coming out every single week for your serious sports news. Is there any last words, E?
Goodbye.
Peace, people.